But it still tends to, when you bring the lid down over it, squash it down
Yeah,
a
you
bit.
need
you need
one
a
bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
There used to be
you
pen scanners.
Yeah, that's okay. Are you familiar with the Gerald Wickens book? That's the one we're talking about.
No.
Oh, he was one of the curators or past curator of Kew Gardens, and when he came to Australia to do the Australian segment on the baobabs, he collaborated with Pat
Okay.
in Broome. So she's co-author on the front of it. But I'll show it to you.
I have seen it. I just haven't read it. Jack
it's
left
fascinating.
a copy of it there, but Jack has been collaborating with both as well because he is the one that has done all of the very close DNA analysis. He is very keen to catch up with you again.
I'm keen to catch up with him again.
Is he still here? Could he come and stay with you for a little while too? He's coming back on the 4th.
Oh, okay.
But Anthony's just moved in as well, and
Why has Anthony moved in?
Oh, he's just been through 12 months of Mel's female side of the family moving in. So there were 14 in the house and half a dozen kids.
Oh my
and
gosh.
that nearly broke them up. And then Mel no sooner kicked out that lot because Anthony was ready to walk out than her father, 4 brothers and cousins. So there's 9 more living there, and the father is really big, a drinker and very aggressive. And gradually I have seen Ant lose. He needed to lose it, but he has lost a couple of stone. He was becoming really very fragile. Anyway, Friday night, I got a call at midnight. Mum,
Save me.
come and pick me up. So, and it was becoming difficult for him to get to work. He was, because he leaves at 4 in the morning and he doesn't get back.
Where's he
till 6.
working?
He's working
Main
on that
road.
Wyndham Road.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
On the
And he
traffic
loves
control.
it. They're giving him a new
He does.
car.
He loves
and
it.
and
that's
now
good.
he has to instruct everybody where they park their vehicles. So it's a very high profile job for Ant. He's loving it.
And he loves it. They get paid well. And
What's that, Ronnie?
They get paid well and he loves it,
Yeah.
He
Takes
does.
pride
And well,
in
you're
it.
outdoors, I mean,
Yeah.
and I can't imagine Ant
Need
working
a bit of
inside.
control. And,
Oh no. And oh look, I think his brain is finally catching up with his body. If that's one way of putting it. He's really starting to mature.
Oh, that's
For
good.
him to make that decision, but of course he has no money. Every single dollar has gone into this family.
Oh dear.
And Mel has, on the departure, she handed him $1,000 water bill. So he's been paying the water, the electricity, half the rent.
Oh. And there's that many people there. Well, I know that's a really sad story, but I'm not having Jack here, sorry.
Jack Pettigrew is,
Crazy.
Nadine has told you about
But
him.
you've told me about him too.
Look, he is
He's wonderful.
absolute brain, that his IQ you couldn't jump over. And he was the founder of the Brain Institute in Queensland, but he also is as mad as a 2-bob watch, and he needs a constant babysitter and a housekeeper. It's
I just got a call from my sister who's in Canberra, and I'm wanting your medical knowledge, and I said, what do you want to know? This old lady across the road, the one, Della. I've been feeding her for the last 6 months, but she's got all the full failure of Meals on Wheels, psychiatrists, and God knows what. I said, well, what are you doing in there? What are they doing? What are we paying these people for? And it's driving her nuts. And she's got these little round sores on her.
Oh dear.
And they're itchy, and she scratches them, and the doctor says, just stop scratching them. And I'm saying, please, for God's sake, tell the doctor to take some scrapings, identify what it is. But it sounds to me like she had some dogs in the house from the vet because she'd lost her dog, and they came from the vet, and I think she might have ringworms by the sound of what she decided to tell me.
Possibility by the sound of it.
Possibility by the sounds of it, and I said, well, just, And then she went on and on about this bloody old lady, and I said, just don't say anything, Betty, ignore her.
So where's your sister living?
Canberra.
Canberra.
Cold.
Well,
Well, I'm going down to Sydney in November and I don't know whether I can make it to Canberra.
A bit of cheese on that for Del.
I'm hoping to have
What
my
about you,
next
Lee? Would you
art
like
show
a
in
plate of
Canberra.
No,
Does she-
enough thanks.
Does she know a lot of people, Del?
No, knows nobody.
Oh, that's no good. That's I'm hoping to have the next. Whoops, floor's not too dirty. Quick, pick it up. I'm hoping to have my next art show down there. I've never exhibited in Canberra, and I do have a lot of contacts down there. So,
She went from Darwin to Canberra as a public servant and she retired there, but she's lonely. She has no friends, she has nobody.
Oh, that's not good.
But she smokes and very difficult to get on with. She knows everything and knows bloody F all.
There's a lot of people like that, Del.
She's very good with the industrial relations.
well,
It
you-
sounds like Philip.
yes, and my sister Lani.
She was
She
good
knows
with
all.
industrial relations, but she knows nothing about a lot of other things.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't have a big, wide vision with her knowledge. And then if you try to interrupt, like she was trying to interrupt me on this phone about, Betty, if she's just constantly whinging, say nothing. Give her don't feed her. You know, like say nothing. Just nod your head. Just say nothing. Don't tell her she's a selfish old lady and she shouldn't be complaining about this. You know, because that's just growling her. It's just growling at her. And then it'll just make it worse.
Maybe shaming her to some extent too.
Well, I don't know, but anyway, you're interrupting me, she says. Well, okay. And I think, but I took her on holidays to Ayers Rock.
The old lady
This
or
is
the
your
sister?
My sister.
Your sister.
STD, smokes, talks and drinks. We had to get everywhere we went. And she wasn't interested in anything.
Oh,
You know, like we stopped and even coming home, I took her up to the top and had a look at the Wannaroos, you know, that exhibition up on the top at Timber Creek. Got out of the car, lit a cigarette, that was it. Didn't want to wander around, didn't want to do anything.
There's not much you can do when people don't exhibit.
But it's antisocial behaviour too, so that means
Yeah.
I've got to sit outside all the time, you know.
I've got my sister coming up. I'm going up to Darwin to pick her up on the weekend. My youngest sister.
Do you get along with her?
I do. I get along with her very well, but